Hey there. So it is Saturday and we have got a family potluck to go to tonight. And so we're gonna take two things, and we love to take vegetables because a lot of times when you go to potlucks, maybe it's just our family, there's not a lot of vegetables. So we're the ones who always bring vegetables. So we are gonna take the sweet and spicy sriracha carrot hummus and a massage kale salad with some toppings that we got at the farmer's market today. So this sweet and spicy sriracha carrot hummus was actually inspired by one of our Eat Real America members because she had found it and she was plowing through it. She loved the flavor of it. And so we created this to match that, and it is a really, really good one. Now you should know we have some other hummuses on the website that are a little bit more basic because this one has quite a few ingredients, but it is so worth it on flavor because it is flavor popping. So what I'm actually doing is I'm gonna double this so that we have enough to take to the potluck and then we also have enough for us. So I'm using 2 cans of Great Northern beans because it's gonna make the hummus really smooth. And so I've got those in the Ninja already. And then what I did with the carrots is I took 2 cups of carrots and I cut them into kind of bite-sized pieces. Olive oil, salt, and pepper, just a drizzle of olive oil, salt, and pepper. And I put them in this foil packet and roasted them for 30 minutes and then let it come to room temperature. So now they're nice and cool. And so we are going to dump the whole thing in there. And then here's where everything else goes in. And remember, I'm doubling the recipe. So this is some roasted red pepper, the kind out of the jar. This is dried apricots. And then some garlic cloves. Again, we got those from the farmer's market. And then some extra virgin olive oil. And then some tahini, which is ground sesame seeds. That's a pretty typical ingredient in hummus to help thicken it. And then we have got a couple tablespoons of honey. You could also use pure maple syrup. And some cumin, salt, and pepper. And now the recipe, a single batch of the recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, or the juice from 1 entire lemon. This is something that, since I'm doubling it, I'm actually gonna taste it after it's all done with those 2 tablespoons just to see if I wanna add more. I'm also going to do that with the sriracha because the sriracha, 1 batch calls for 3 to 4 tablespoons. So this is 4 tablespoons of sriracha, and I know you're all thinking that is a ton of sriracha, Krista, but it is gonna make it taste amazing. But when we are taking something like this to a potluck, I don't wanna blow people's faces off. So the other thing that's going in here is a jalapeno. I went ahead and took the seeds out, and the recipe calls for 1 jalapeno, and this is a farmer's market jalapeno. So I am gonna just stick with 1 with no seeds. And I think it's gonna be perfect. So buzz that up. Oh my gosh, it looks so yummy. Okay, so we have got everything all blended up. And so this is what I'm going to do is I'm going to spoon it into our veggie tray. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and put it in both of these spots and then have some plain pita chips for over here. This is a bell pepper we got at the market today, and a zucchini, celery, and some carrots. So it's a farmer's market hummus veggie tray. Okay, so for the massage kale salad. So this is the key to kale. If you have never done a massage kale salad, this is the secret. And so, because a lot of people think they don't like kale, and I'm here to tell you, this is the magical thing you need to do. So this is kale that we bought from the farmer's market today. This is just 1 bunch. And so you can pull it off the stems, just like that, tear the leaves up. You could also lay those pieces down on a cutting board and cut your knife along it, but it's super tender to fall off the stem, just like that. Okay, so we've got 1 bunch in here, and then we are going to add just about a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, And then we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. I'm using white balsamic, but it could be regular balsamic, whatever your preference is. Then, I know it is completely weird to salt and pepper your salad, but the salt, just even a dash of salt, is going to help break down the kale and soften it. And then we're also gonna add a tablespoon of lemon juice. And there wasn't a ton of juice in that one, but that's just enough. So then what I want you to do is just like it sounds. When Scott and I found this trick, and Scott said, we've got to show people how to massage kale, I thought, well, they're all going to think we've lost our minds. But I am here to tell you, look how fast. This hasn't even been 30 seconds and it's already turning bright green, getting softer and more tender. That is the secret to a great kale salad. So from here, the possibilities are endless. What I am doing, we got these little Asian pears from the market. So because I'm taking it to a potluck later, I filled this with water, put the cut pears in there and a splash of lemon juice. And so just to keep them from turning brown. And then we're gonna sprinkle the pears on here. This was about 2 of those pears. And then I've got some chopped walnuts. And then I have got some chopped dates. And so these are just pitted dates that I cut into very small pieces, and we are going to scatter this around. And the reason that I love taking kale salads to potlucks is because the dressing is already on it, and then you don't have to mess with the dressing for the salad. But the other part is, if this can at least sit for about an hour before you take it to a potluck, it is going to taste even better and be mind-blowing on flavor. So these will be the veggies that we're gonna go take and inspire other people to enjoy all the great recipes like we do. So stay tuned.